In 2025, everyone is obsessed with optimization. We buy apps to track our habits. We watch 15-second videos on how to hack our dopamine. We treat discipline like a software update, something we can download if we just find the right link. But the real secret to discipline isn't modern. It isn't a hack, and it definitely isn't easy. The answer is ancient. It has survived thousands of years, buried in Sanskrit yoga texts and the journals of Roman emperors. They all discovered the same truth, independent of one another. A truth that the modern world has forgotten. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is freedom. Today we aren't talking about waking up at 4 a.m. to hustle. We are talking about the ancient art of self-mastery. Welcome to the path. To understand discipline, we have to look at the language of the ancients. Let's go back to the roots of yoga. When you hear yoga in 2025, you probably think of stretching or expensive leggings. But the word itself holds a terrifying and powerful meaning. It comes from the Sanskrit root yuj. Yuj means to yoke. Think of a yoke used on oxen or horses. It means to bind, to harness, to bring under control. The ancient sages saw the human mind not as a computer, but as a wild chariot. Your senses are the horses. They want to run after pleasure, comfort, and distraction. If you let the horses run wild, the chariot crashes. You crash. Patanjali, the sage who compiled the Yoga Sutras, didn't start his text with a pose. His very first instruction was this: Yogas Chitta Vritti Nirodha. Translation: Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. That is the ancient definition of discipline. It is the ability to silence the noise inside your head. It is the strength to hold the reins when your mind screams for scrolling, for junk food, for the easy way out. The Sanskrit texts tell us that without this yoking, without this discipline, you are a slave to your own senses. You aren't living. You are being dragged by wild horses, thousands of miles away and centuries later. The Stoics of Rome reached the exact same conclusion. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome. He had unlimited power. He could have anything, eat anything, kill anyone. Yet he wrote this to himself in his private journals. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. Just like the yogis, the Stoics believed that the world is chaotic. We cannot control the economy, the traffic, or what people say about us online. But the undisciplined man tries to control the world and ignores his mind. The Stoic controls his mind and accepts the world. Epictetus, who was born a slave and became a philosopher, gave us the ultimate ultimatum on discipline. He said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Let that sink in. If you cannot command yourself to put down the phone, are you free? If you cannot command yourself to work when you don't feel like it, are you the master? Both yoga and stoicism agree. Discipline is not about productivity. It is about sovereignty. It is about being the king of your own internal kingdom. In yoga, they call this swaraj, self-rule. In Stoicism, it is the ruling of the hegemonikon, the command center of the mind. If you cannot command yourself, you are a slave to your impulses and your comfort. So why is true discipline so rare in 2025? Because we are chasing the wrong thing. We are chasing motivation. Motivation is a feeling. It is a fleeting chemical spike. The ancients didn't rely on feeling like it. Do you think Marcus Aurelius felt like leading a war on the frozen Danube frontier? Do you think the yogi felt like sitting in meditation for 12 hours? No, they did it because the king does not negotiate with his feelings. We fail today because we are allergic to discomfort. We have built a world designed to remove friction, entertainment on demand, comfort at the tap of a screen. We have engineered the struggle out of our lives. But the ancient path is hard on purpose. They understood friction creates fire. You cannot build a strong mind in a soft environment. Real discipline is built in the silence. It is built in the dark, when no one is watching, and when there is no applause. In yoga philosophy, the senses are wild horses. If the driver, your intellect, falls asleep, the horses run wild and crash the chariot. When you quit because it hurts, you are letting the wild horses win. When you quit because you're bored, you are letting the mind take over. So how do we reclaim this? You do not need a cave. You start here. Step 1, control the mind. Discipline is a muscle. Before you try to run a marathon, try to sit still for 10 minutes without checking your phone. Practice the cessation of fluctuations. If you can control the impulse to scroll, you can control the impulse to quit when things get hard. Retell your brain who is in charge. Step 2, embrace the obstacle. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When you feel resistance, tired, lazy, anxious, do not turn away. That feeling is the signal. It is the weight you must lift. If it was easy, it would have no value. Here is my challenge. Pick one act of discipline today. Just one. Maybe it's a cold shower. Maybe it's reading 10 pages. Maybe it's skipping that sugary drink. Do it not for a reward. Do it to prove to yourself that you hold the reins. The world in 2025 is noisy. It wants to keep you weak, distracted, and dependent. But you have the blood of the ancients in you. Yoke the mind. Master the self. Find your freedom. If this video woke the ancient warrior in you, hit that subscribe button. We are building a legion of disciplined minds. See you in the next one. Like and subscribe if discipline is your path in 2025.